Hi everyone, it's April with Hair 101 and I'm very excited today because we are going to do our very first Vivid. And when I say we, I mean me. This is a little bit scary, but not really because it's pretty straight up. Hopefully it turns out great because I'm just looking at a picture and just doing whatever I think would be done. But I'm going to take you guys on the journey with me. So we might even have like a few things to fix. Yay! I will show you everything I do to get from point A to point B. This is her grown out hair from here to here. She was in another video. I will put a link below. We did a strawberry ombre on her a while ago. And so this is her grow out, and then this is just kind of faded from the strawberry blondes that we did. So we do need to lighten her a little bit because this is probably like a level 9 and this is like an 8. So we want to be able to get, I think I will leave a little bit of her natural on the level 8 down here because in the Vivids, on the oranges and the reds, you don't have to lift it all the way to a 10. So I looked on the color chart and I think 8's okay for this. And the ends for sure I want to get up to a 10 because I want to have some pastel pinks and some pale yellows and use some of like the pastel-y colors on the ends. So those need to be really light. All right, today we are going to be using the Chroma Silk Vivids Pravana Lightener. And this kit came when you buy 10 lighteners. It was on sale, so I just had this little mini trial kit. This is my first time using it, and it came with a shampoo and conditioner and the lightener in 20 volume and then this color protecting spray. So we're going to be using that, and I'm teaming it up today with Olaplex. And the reason why I'm doing this is because our model has pre-lightened hair and I just need to get it a little bit brighter so that the Vivid pops just a little bit more. I probably could put it on her hair how it is right now, but I just really want it to be vivid. On the colors today, I'm going to be doing some custom mixing. I'm going to be using the magenta and the orange, and I might mix those a little bit and fade them into each other, and then the neon orange. And then I'm going to mix some clear with the yellow just to get a nice transition into a pastel pink on the ends. And this is kind of the look we're going for, so we're going to see how this turns out. Looks like there's a little flavor saver oxidation thing. We don't want to mix that in. And this was just a little kit, like I said, that came, so it's pretty straight up. You just mix the whole thing with the whole thing. And this is 20 volume developer. And I'm guessing this would be the equivalent to like 2 or 3 scoops, but I'm going to err on the safe side because I don't want to put too much Olaplex in there because then we won't get any lightening. And so I'm going to just say that it's 2 scoops. For 2 scoops of the bleach, we're going to need 1/4 of an ounce of the Olaplex. So I'm going to have that ready mixed right here. You just kind of squish the bottle and it goes up to the measuring on there. And first you want to mix your lightener up. So we're going to do that. So this has a purple tone to it, so it's going to tone out any of that unwanted yellow. And powder lightener usually thickens up a little bit as it sits, so in like a couple minutes this will be just thick enough to do what we need to do. All right, to start, we are just going to start off at the back, nape of the head, and I'm just going to kind of work up to the top of her head right here, doing balayage. And I want to leave, like I said, I want to leave her roots natural. So I'm just going to do a balayage all over her head and do it really heavy on the ends and just kind of feather it through everywhere else. See, and you can see that this lightener is already stiffened up just right, so we're ready to go. I'm going to be using this little spatula. It came in the brush kit. I did this on my giveaway. Do you guys remember? And so we're just going to put it in here and kind of hold the hair. And you can kind of just change the angle on it to get the corners. right, so then I just went from behind the ear all the way over like to the other side of the ear, and I'm just gonna clip off. I'm just gonna clip off all that top hair and then just keep working back here and taking sections down. So I'll just keep doing vertical sections all the way up till there. All right, you guys, I ran out of my Pravana lightener and I just have one more section left, so I'm gonna use 30 volume just so that it meets up fast with it. And 1/8 of an ounce, 1 scoop of the Blonde Dimensions, 30 volume developer, and 1/8 of an ounce of the Olaplex. And this should lighten it a little bit faster than the 20 volume, and I will be able to rinse it quicker because they will all meet up at, it's my last section, so I don't mind doing that. It won't be on the hair near as long. I didn't have any saran wrap and I forgot to bring it because I'm not at home, so I just kind of put some foil around her hair just to try to keep some of the moisture in a little bit so it doesn't dry out so fast. And I'm going to let it process until this side section over here is light enough, and I'm going to keep checking the porosity and the elasticity over on these ends to make sure that they're fine. And they are okay, they're not stretchy or bubble gummy at all, so we're good. As soon as she's done processing, then we will use the number 2 for the Olaplex and rinse her, and we will blow dry it all, and then we will go ahead and put the Vivids on and process. All right, we are done applying the lightener, and we are just gonna let it process until this last section is light enough, and it's pretty close, so maybe 10 more minutes. And I went through and I made sure that all the bleach was off of her ears and her face, and I kind of cleaned up the cape a little bit. So don't forget to do that, because if you leave a little bit of bleach somewhere on their neck or their face, it will burn their skin. So make sure, and you can even go through and do like a Vaseline or a barrier around their skin before you start doing bleach, which is a really good idea. I did forget that step, but I'm reminding you guys not to forget that step. It's really hard to tell you how long to process a balayage because you're really just watching it and waiting for it to be at that color. I want the ends to be a 10 pale yellow. They're very close. It's been processing for about 10 minutes. This last section is still a little bit more yellow than I want, so I'm gonna just keep letting it go. These other 2 are fine, so I know that this one's not far behind, maybe 5 or 10 more minutes. And then we will rinse. All right, so I mixed probably 1/2 tube of the magenta in here, and then did like a good squirt of the orange. All right, so there's a little swatch of that color on the paper. I think it looks all right. It's very red. Hopefully that's right. Just doing number 2 on her head, and I'm going to use the wet brush to comb it through, and I did not shampoo her yet. This is just something that as soon as you rinse all of the lightener out, you put the number 2 on. And it's 10 minutes of processing time for that, and then you will rinse it and shampoo and condition. So, oh, I love the wet brush. And look, there's no stretchy bubble gum. The hair feels healthy and smooth, like it's fantastic. So I am just going through and dusting all of her ends a little bit so that we can have really healthy hair. Just a little trim, nothing big. Okay, we are done trimming it up. Here's the back. You can see we have some of her level 7 roots still, and the rest of it's really light. So let's get started. We're gonna go, okay you guys, this is a little bit scary because these colors are really, really bright. All right, you guys, so like I said, we're putting this on the roots. We're gonna fade it down to this orange. Oh, that still looks really orange. And then transition from this, and then use this clear to kind of transition from the pink and the orange. And hopefully everything works good. Okay, so I've been trying to figure out how I'm gonna go about doing this, and I decided I'm just gonna go kind of how I did the balayage. I'm gonna start in the back and just lay sections on top of it so that I don't have to pick up And I'm not gonna do all the roots at the same time just because I want to customize where everything is. So I'm just gonna put a towel down to keep some of this color under control. Okay, so now I want this other orange in between there, but I want to transition it to this. So I'm actually going to skip a little section and then do some of this in here. And then when I go in with the orange, I can just blend them together. See there. I'm going to use my fingers to kind of squish it all in because I don't want anything to be showing through. And okay, you got to keep your hands clean though. So make sure you're wiping your, I'm like teaching, but I don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm just going to make sure I keep wiping my hands if I get color on them because I don't want that. And then a little bit more of this clear down in here. And then some of this cute little pastel pink on the ends. And I'm really trying to do blurry lines here because I don't want any solid lines, so. I just put a little bit more of the red in my pink. So now that's the pink I'm using on the ends. I wanted it to be a little bit darker. And I've been told many times what you see is what you get with the Vivid. So if you didn't like it in the bowl, you better just fix it. So I went through and just added a little bit more to the ends of the brighter pink. Okay, so yep, you can see I was up here working and a little blob dropped on just the ends of this piece. So I'm adding the pink to it and kind of trying to work it through to pastel it out a little bit, but she's gonna have a fun little orange piece in there, but it'll be cute. At least it landed right on the end and not like right in the middle. So. Okay, I just dipped my hand in the red and I'm going through and just kind of like dusting the ends because it looked pretty where I was doing it. Just to give a little bit more of a pop on the pink ends. Last section, you guys. Let's get this done. It's taken quite a while. So yeah, this is kind of just crazy. Like I've never done this before, so we'll see. We'll see how we like it. I want to just keep touching it. I need to stop touching. I need to leave the room for 20 minutes so I don't start. I just want to eat it. Looks like a creamsicle or something. And I think it looks good. So hopefully it's what we want. Check back in 20. Here it goes. We're rinsing in cold water and then we're going to shampoo and condition and it's going to be exactly what we wanted. Okay, so obviously you can see her roots don't look like I really did anything to it, but I kind of spit some pink spit on there. It didn't really do anything. But everything else is really vibrant and pretty. So we're going to go through and do a 7RR in Redken because I need it to lift and deposit really bright red. So that's what we're going to do. That's what I'm thinking will fix all this. So let's do it. Set a timer for 35 minutes. All right, you guys.
5 minutes and counting.
Thank you. Thanks, Siri.
I live to serve.
All right, you guys, I just set a timer for 35 minutes. I threw the 7RR with a 30 volume because I really want it to lift and pop and be really vibrant. And I just stuck it all over her roots anywhere that she had natural hair and just try to blend it down a little bit. And I'm gonna just check back in 35 minutes. Hopefully this works. All right, you guys, now I'm happy. Now we have some vibrance in her roots. They're not dull, they are pretty. And we need to dry this beast up. I'm gonna put the Vivid Color Protector in just to lock in some of this color. And it smells like grapefruit. All right, you guys, this is our Vivid. This is my first attempt at a Vivid, and I think it turned out pretty good. It's with the little hiccup. In hindsight, I think that I would prefer to do a permanent color at the roots anyway, just so that when it fades, it's not as light. For what we were going for, it probably worked out for the better that she's gonna have a little bit more depth stay in her roots. But in the future, I will know that if you want a color for the Vivids to be true to color from the box, you need to use bleach. Like, her hair was naturally a level 8, and it said lift to a level 8 to use it. But for some reason, I think the cuticle was just sealed down and it wasn't enough iridescence through to show the true color. So it didn't really look like we did anything. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna remember that. It probably won't ever happen again because you learn from your little mistakes. And if you're wondering how we curled her hair, I did a separate video for that. It will be next week's video, so make sure you guys check that out. And we're gonna do a last little spin with her. You can look up so they can see the roots. So you guys can see some of the Vivids through here. And also the pink on the ends turned a little bit more orange than I thought they would. So, but it's still really pretty, so we're not complaining, but. Thanks guys for watching, and I hope this was helpful for you. I learned a lot in this video. I hope you guys did too, and we'll see you guys next time. Make sure you are following us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Oh, and I forgot to say, Leah with Stitz is here. So you guys need to go check out her channel. She has a vlogging channel, and she's making like creative videos too, right?
Yes.
So fun stuff, and now I'm German. Fun stuff over there, so check out Leah's channel. I'll put a link below, and we'll see you guys next time.